So welcome back to TAKTAK Toys, and after all the action figure news of SDCC or San Diego Comic-Con, it's time for a slightly quieter episode of Flicks and Figs, but we do still have action figure news to talk about. So welcome back to TAKTAK Toys. As you might have seen there, we saw Amazing Yamaguchi Scarlett Spider. We'll talk more on that, and of course here's Music Maniacs Freddie Mercury. So this video is not for kids, and let's get on into it. So yeah, first off, we got a look here at possible, well, it is fake, I think, Amazing Yamaguchi Scarlett Spider Kane. So this is fake news. There's that lovely buzzword, but it does look good, doesn't it? It makes me think it would be quite good in Amazing Yamaguchi form. Of course, it would add to our Clone Saga shelves. Have we got Ben Reilly Spider-Man in Amazing Yamaguchi form? Well, if we don't, we should. But keeping it with Spider-Man, we got a look here at the Reptile, which I think is a custom, but an actual more third-party look. PC Toys 1/12 scale, the Lizard, and this is credit to Issac Wong for this one. Now, what I must say, I meant to say it earlier, but you can now become a TAKTAK Toys channel member. So there's a link, and I'll put that in the comments below. All sorts of perks there, so please stay tuned. But yeah, if you'd like to support the channel in some way, feel free to. And as I say, this is PC Toys 1/12 scale, the Lizard. Credit to Issac Wong for these photos. This is obviously from Amazing Spider-Man 2. Quite a good looking figure from PC Toys. I mean, they've given us a few others, haven't they? I think they're giving us Doc Ock and the Green Goblin. So you're building out your sort of Spider-Man villains here for your kind of Tom Holland and your Andrew Garfield and your what's his name, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I mean, I guess you'd go with the Marvel Legends versions or the SH Figure Arts versions, or even the Mafex versions. Actually, we're getting Mafex versions, but this looks quite nice. This has got that kind of cloth goods, so it's in the sort of, you know, Mezco 1/12 category, I suppose, in terms of Doc Connors is anyway. Actually, excuse me, even the Lizard is with that lab coat there. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you want a 1/12 scale Lizard? Have you been sort of building out your Spider-Man No Way Home villains, or Spider-Man villains from, you know, the Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland universe of Spider-Man, MCU and Fox? Is it Fox? Yeah, MCU and Fox-wise. Let me know in the comments below. And like I say, if you would like to become a channel member, please feel free to. There's a link in the comments below, and I'll give you access to all sorts of good things in the future. So yeah, here is the Lizard. So I think this looks nice. I think it looks quite decent. I do think it looks sort of similar to the what's the right word, source material. But yeah, I'm not building out the sort of Spider-Man trio. I probably would pick up the Marvel Legends ones at some point. Well, I'm sure the Mafex ones will be really good, but here you go. It's just another addition to the shelf. It's quite a nice addition, and it's good that you get sort of two figures here. You know, you get Dr. Kirk Connors and obviously the Lizard, which is what you need really for the transformation, all that kind of thing. I don't know if we've got a Marvel Legends version of this, but talking of Marvel Legends, we get a look here at the Across the Spiderverse prototype pictures for Marvel Legends, and we've got Spider-Man 2099 there, the Prowler. This is Spider-Man India. Again, I've not seen Across the Spiderverse myself, so I'm not too sure about it. I think this is the original Spider-Man, Peter Parker, who died initially, I believe, and then Gwen Stacy, or Spider-Gwen, I think Spider-Gwen in fact, and Miles Morales. So yeah, I've not seen this Across the Spider-Verse myself. Initially now, these photos will have come out, and Hasbro, and of course Spider-Punk there. These photos will come out officially, and Hasbro sort of have mentioned them. At the time I was making this video, these were sort of like leaked images, but as I say, welcome back to TAKTAK Toys, your home of action figure content, and of course, feel free to become a channel member, as I mentioned earlier, if you would like to, and I'll put that link in the comments below. So yeah, here we go with Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. So really nice looking figures. Let me know if you've sort of been collecting any of these Spider-Man Spider-Verse figures from the Sony movies, if you've picked up any so far, if you've sort of cherry picked them, or if you've gone all in, and what they're like as well, because I know we've had all sorts of different ones. We had a Spider-Woman, didn't we? That I think was a builder figure or something, or a deluxe figure, something like that. And then these ones, they obviously have that quite animated style, so they're sort of in this sort of, you know, vein of things like What If. So yeah, and obviously the other Across the Spider-Verse figures. So yeah, they do look nice. This reminds me, that Spider-Man reminds me, of course, of the Peter B. Parker version, or of the character. And here we've got, I don't know why Spider-Punk's purple. Let me know in the comments below if you know the reason why he's purple. That is accurate, obviously, to the film, I believe. Spider-Man India looks good, and a shout out to Super Turk 5000 Tanner. I guess it's one step closer to Turkish Spider-Man. which hopefully we'll see at some point. I mean, what sort of variants would you like to see? I mean, obviously there's Spider-Man Noir, which I believe we've had a few times. But what variants would you like to see? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, feel free to make any other comments you'd like in the comments below. And I guess Spider-Man 2099 is from the future, and keeping it with a futuristic theme there. We've got to look at Invincible Toys, SWAT 2047, and keep it with a military theme here. We get a look at Hiya Toys 1/18th scale, so 3.75 inch Cobra Viper. Now, obviously my videos and my channels are all about 1/12 scale inch, or 1/12 scale I should say, and this is obviously a bit smaller scale, but I think this is quite good. I think you could add this to a classified collection as a kind of specialist mini Viper or something fun like that. I mean, it doesn't really lend much to the classified design. It seems to be its own design in parts, which is nice to see Hiya Toys doing something different. I would actually really like to see Hiya Toys do some 1/12 scale G.I. Joe, but then of course it's going to clash with classified unless they were to you know, lend the license out. And talking of import things, of course we've had G.I. Joe crossed with Street Fighter in the comics, and we have a look here at Amazing Yamaguchi Street Fighter 6, I believe, Chun-Li, and then keeping it with female figures, we get a look at upcoming 1/12 scale female action figure series with removable armour pics, and that's courtesy of 5K Toys. And then I guess keeping it on a medieval theme, we've got SHF Guts, Nostafaru Zod teaser there. And then swinging it back around to G.I. Joe, we saw G.I. Joe earlier. You can feel free to have a look at, this is one of my customs, by the way, one of my custom action figures. It's the Phantom Jungle Trooper. So he was made on the Kamakura body. I had to do a few modifications. Here he is next to Jada Toys we looked at Street Fighter earlier, didn't we? Jada Toys Street Fighter, M. Bison and Dalsim. Dalsim's actually a personal favourite of mine. But yeah, of course we did look at Street Fighter earlier. Now, are you all in on Jada Toys, or are you sort of interested in Amazing Yamaguchi Street Fighter figures? I mean, the posing on Amazing Yamaguchi Street Fighter figures is going to be really good, but I think Jada Toys are just the ones to beat, aren't they? I know Storm Collectibles are obviously good, but they're more expensive. I do think Jada Toys are the ones to beat. Price point wise, accessories wise, you know, articulation wise, they're just the ones to beat. So yeah, I wanted to do a video on my channel of the Jada Toys, Dalsim and M. Bison, because they're likely to be in my top 10 at the end of the year, but I never got round to it, so I'm just going to include them in sort of comparisons. Here's a comparison obviously with my custom action figure, my custom G.I. Joe Classified Jungle Phantom Trooper. Again, if you're enjoying the video, please do feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And of course, we saw Spider-Punk earlier in purple, and going over to a music theme, I guess we have a look here at Music Maniacs. Now this is Freddie Mercury from Queen, from McFarlane Toys. These figures have quite basic articulation. I guess it's just more to have the character on the shelf, and we get Slash from Guns N' Roses here. So if you're a fan of either Guns N' Roses or Queen, I guess you can pick those up. And sticking with a music theme, we get a look here at Neca Iron Maiden Future Past World Tour Eddie 2-pack. So again, this is the sort of mascot of Iron Maiden. Quite like the future version myself. But yeah, it's interesting to see music-based characters. We don't get loads of them. I mean, obviously McFarlane are giving us a few, and obviously Neca here. I'm sure Neca did a John Bon Jovi figure a while back in the sort of 8-inch scale, but that would be good. Or maybe it was Ultimates, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you remember. But anyway, an addition on the Neca music action figure front is Iron Maiden Future Past World Tour. Does anyone remember those McFarlane Kiss toys from the 90s? I certainly remember those. That was probably the first kind of music-based action figures we got, maybe, and then he's done more, hasn't he, like McFarlane with Beatles, Yellow Submarine, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, I digress. That's Neca Iron Maiden action figures for you if you're a metalhead. And I guess going from that to superhero themes, here we get a look at Loose Collector's Captain Canuck. I think, is it Canuck? Yeah, well, basically Captain Canada, essentially. So this is kind of part of his you know, more superhero line that Loose Collector's doing. Obviously they've done a few Rob Liefeld ones, or Liefeld ones before. I'm sure that's going to continue into 2025. This is available to pre-order now on Big Bad Toy Store. I'll put a link in the comments below if you'd like. Yeah, it's essentially Captain America, isn't it? But for Canada, obviously Captain Canada. And sticking with Loose Collector, we get a look at their Burning Hammer series. So this is Master Wei Lee. And then I guess going from that to wrestling, we get a look here at Kinnikuman, SHF Kinnikuman. Now this always reminds me of Muscle, the Muscle figures from the 80s. I was a big fan of those. Of course, credit to Preternia.com for these images. And then going back to a superhero theme, we looked at Captain Chinook earlier. This is Captain America, and this is Mafek's Captain America. And I don't know about you, but it does look like they've done the sort of more better version of the proportions. They look a lot better. It does still look like he's skipped leg day a little bit. But if we want to talk Marvel in terms of Marvel Legends, we can of course check out Dan Who Reviews, Turtles and Tea with Dan and Tanner, and of course Joe's and Juice, where Dan, our host, Tom and myself, Tom and the Plastic Multiverse and myself, talk all the latest G.I. Joe classified news. You've got here Jay's Toy Collection UK for action figure reviews in the UK. You can of course check out Justin Collects. Please go and check out his YouTube channel. Check them all out, but check him out. He's on his way to 1,000 subscribers and he does a lot of Q&As and action figure reviews. Of course, can check out Robo Don't Know for action figure news on a weekly basis. Does a much more professional job than me. And of course, Miguel, the Wolfpack Toy Review for action figure hunts in the California area. Feel free to check out Dante in the Infinity Equation. And you can of course check out Adam, AC Toy Design, and his Patreon if you'd like to. He does a lot of custom action figures. Feel free to check out Agent Z-Man, Z-Man 12 Bat, sorry I should say. And you can of course check out Austin, the Hero Collectors. And for all things Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions and more, check out Trevor, the 1/6 Shooter. And you can of course check out my good friend Elson on Elson Official Music. He does pop music covers and music of his own sort of creation for action figure toy photography tips and tricks. Feel free to check out Photo Dave and Toy Pics, and you can of course check out Cypher Sigma for film reviews and action figure pickups. And again, I'll put links to all these YouTube channels in the comments below. If I don't quite get round to it, because sometimes the videos move fast and you're on to the next video, please do check my previous videos. Feel free to check out Big Wheel Pictures and Plastic, and you can of course check out Why So Serious Toys. And feel free, let's see what else we've got cooking here. Oh yeah, for action figure reviews in Ireland, you can of course check out Brian's action figure reviews, and feel free to check out Happy Pursuits, a very positive and fun YouTube channel. And what else we've got cooking? Let's have a little look. Yeah, Chris. Check Chris over at Mod Extra Collectibles. He does a lot of G.I. Joe classified coverage, but he does do Marvel Legends and stuff like that every so often, but it's generally G.I. Joe classified coverage. And of course, we're getting a Transformers and G.I. Joe movie, and if you like movies, check out Film and TV Review. And Ramen Toys showed us a sort of final look at the Marshall, which I do believe is going to be sort of, they're in the final production stages, up later in August or sent out later in August, something along those lines, but end of August it should be ready. And of course, if you like, well, Hiya Toys, going back to Hiya Toys, we saw them earlier, you can check out my video on their 1/12 scale, is it called Exquisite Series, but 1/12 scale Rambo, a really, really fun figure. Hey, like a yo, check out my video. Thanks, Sly, yeah. So feel free to have a look at that, but it is a, you know, really good figure, really nice figure. Again, probably make it onto my top 10. And if you want places to purchase and pre-order action figures, feel free to check out Blue Owl Collectibles, and you can of course check out my affiliate link in the comments below. Feel free to check out Kapow Toys, and in particular their Operation Monster Force, and I'll put a link for that in the comments below. Feel free to check out Comics and Cocktails, yeah, Jeff and Natalie at Comics and Cocktails, and feel free to check out Props and Replicas, so Curtis at Props and Replicas, of course Andy at Kapow Toys, Curtis and Props and Replicas, and you can of course check out Emporium McCool, who've recently put up, we were talking about Hiya Toys earlier, weren't we? They recently put up their 1/12 scale Judge Dredd, and here he is. So he's available to purchase, I believe, at Hiya Toys, not pre-order, but actually purchase. Another good looking Hiya Toys figure. I mentioned Rambo earlier, didn't I? So this is one of the further ones in the Hiya Toys, I think it's Exquisite Series. I'm personally looking forward to the Universal Soldiers figures. I think the Ghost in the Shell figure looks good. This looks good as well, Judge Dredd. I've never been a massive Judge Dredd fan. I mean, it really looks good, but I would just feel because it's set in the future, I don't have many figures I can sort of sit him next to on the shelf. You know, some mutants and all that kind of thing would be quite good. And, you know, all sort of futuristic kind of, well, more Judges would be good in 1/12 scale for a bit of world building, although I know it's going to be expensive. I know Hiya Toys have kind of world built the Judge Dredd universe in 3.75 inch at 1/18 scale, but it'd be good to have some more 6-inch version, maybe some ACB Warriors and all that kind of good stuff. Feel free to check out Gobsmack Comics. You can of course check out Star Action Figures, who at the time of this video next Saturday have an event on at their location. That'll be my birthday, so I won't be able to go. Check out In Demand Toys. You can of course check out Action Force for all the latest Valorverse Action Force offerings. Of course, you can sort of purchase those there, and of course in the UK, Props and Replicas. Feel free to check out the whole shebang, and you can of course check out all the cool stuff. Let's see what else we've got cooking. Let's see. Ah, yeah, okay, well, going back to Marvel Legends, swinging it back round to Marvel Legends. If you want a sort of in-hand look at some of the Marvel Legends that were revealed at SDCC, here's the Sentinel 2-pack. Then you can head on over to my video. I know in the US these have kind of sold out. Apologies to hear that, guys, if you're watching this from the US. I'm sure a restock must be coming. I think they're still available on Hasbro Pulse in the UK, as far as I'm aware. I mean, they look fun. They look quite fun, sort of arcade-based figures. I wonder if we're going to get more X-Men arcade figures. I mean, obviously they did show off that brown suit Wolverine. In my opinion, that is kind of part of the Secret Wars, unannounced as yet officially, Secret Wars wave, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, this Sentinel does look really good. I mean, it's obviously proved popular because it's sold out in the US Hasbro Pulse website. You know, hopefully more colours will come down the line. So that's episode 31 of Flicks and Figs. I hope you enjoyed it. And there's loads of different stuff you can be watching on YouTube, so I really appreciate you sticking with me with this one. Yeah, and until next time, just make sure you enjoy those Flicks and Figs.